Right, guys. I think the weather has finally turned here. We're not going back to heat waves anyway. By the look of it, it was 4 degrees last night. 4 degrees, and it was 34 about 2.5 weeks ago. So that's how it is here. It goes into autumn. This is my favourite time of the year in Bulgaria because we get a lot of sunny days and clear nights, chilly, clear nights, and then pretty decent warm sunny days, and they feel warmer, much warmer, because the sun's out, and the air's clear. So I absolutely love this time of year and this weather. So I'm starting to get a bit more wrapped up, and I noticed actually the couple of wood burners were going up and down the street yesterday and the day before. I'm going to hold off as long as possible, which means, when you get up in the morning, you can go out in the sun. You don't need a fire, unless you're going to stay in the house or whatever. But I just get wrapped up now, and now is the time when all the t-shirts, shorts are going upstairs into the locker room, and then down comes all the fleeces and the coats, and I actually really like this the transition. We get proper seasons here. The transition from winter to summer is getting a bit disjointed at the moment. It was this year. It was it was a bit of a disaster for all the plants, actually. Well, some of them that I planted. All the beans didn't get a single bean this year. Last year I got 2 harvests, but this year they reckon it was because it went from cold weather and then it went straight to summer, kind of straight to hot weather. So the plants kind of bolted, if you know what I mean. That's what they call it when they grow fast and then they go to seed very quickly, and it's called bolting apparently. So that's what happened, I think. So it was a disaster. The beans and I don't know what there is. Potatoes. I haven't dug any up yet, but I didn't plant any, but there was a lot of volunteer potatoes came up. You only need to leave a little tiny potato in, and you'll get potatoes next year. And so there's one bed that had a load of them, so I'll dig that up next few days. And all the perennial herbs did well because they were already established, So it didn't really matter about the not being a proper spring period, Anyway, so that's that. So I'd just like to talk about, so I did a video about evaluation, and you got to ask yourself a load of questions. What how deep I am in the shit. Do I want to move? Do I want to stay? And I would say the first step, if you are in the shit and you either want to move or you decided you're going to stay in the UK and try and you'll have to change. If you are in trouble, you're gonna have to make changes, and you're gonna have to forget about this. It's gonna get better because it isn't, and also you're gonna have to forget about all this. Like, I should have this and I should have that in this day and age, and all that type of attitude, because that's not what it hasn't always been like that. We haven't always had all these trappings, and a lot of it's built on debt anyway, as you know. So this is the step I would then say take. Whatever you've decided, whether you're going to move or you can move within the UK as well. You know, that's a good option if you're in an expensive area. Or you can downsize within the UK. And you can certainly downsize if you've got like a new car kind of attitude. You can certainly put that right straight away, you know. So they're the things I would be looking at. So I would say have a frugal Shockwave, you know, go cold turkey on frugality. You know, hit it hard and make some major changes that you don't want to do. Right. So the first thing I would look at is any contracts, anything's getting paid on the drip, anything's auto renewable things. I would look at getting rid of all the TV packages, except for, you know, I think you can get free ones. Used to be able to. I don't know about television, but if you're paying for anything and you're in shit street, get rid of it. Get rid of it. You can manage without it easily. You can get anything online if you know where to look. Anything. You know, all the football, the lot, like, you know. Like, nobody pays for anything in Romania or Bulgaria. Like the online streaming and all that. Nobody pays for anything. And software. They wouldn't dream of it, you know. Because it's all available. You can get it from various places and people. So that's that thing. And like, you know, any of internet packages you might have. I mean, I don't have to pay for anything on the internet, except for the internet itself. And you could even look at that. If you're buying data for your phone, do you really need it? Or could you make a harsh... Ooh, I'm going to sneeze. Or could you make radical changes? You know, just use Wi-Fi when it's available. You don't need to follow your phone around in your face like that. You don't need to do it. And a lot of people here don't do it. Even young people I've noticed. Some of them do. But not all of them. They don't. You know, it's still here. They like talking, you know, incessantly. But, you know, that's what they like doing. They'd rather be talking to each other than looking at a phone, you know. Chatting is still alive and well in Bulgaria. And so yeah, so I'd go like full on. And if you want to look at shopping, there's a few channels. There's one lady, Yorkshire lass, and she's, if you look it up, write this down. Be frugal, be free. That's the name of her channel. Be frugal, be free. And she is extreme on the shopping. Extreme. And she gets tons and tons of good food, you know. You know, it's absolutely amazing what you can get. It's in England. I don't know what they do here with the food that goes fully out of date. They do reduce it, but I don't know. But nothing like this. She goes to Morrison's. That's her battleground. That's her place where she's identified as you know, they do reduce things heavily. You know, giveaway prices, 10 pence, 20 pence for stuff, big punnets of grapes and stuff like that. Honestly, the stuff she gets, I mean, she could feed an army, and she doesn't even buy everything that's on offer. So it's there for everyone, you know. And it seems like she's identified Morrison's, and she knows when they're going to do it as well. What time of the day is best. And they've reduced things there that are still in date. You know, if it's coming up to the next day and it's going out of date the next morning, they'll reduce it, but it's still in date that day. Because I don't think they can sell it then after the date's run out. I'm not sure. I don't think they can sell it then, or will sell it when it's actually. Oh yeah, yeah, but they do, don't they? When it's actually out of date. I think they do, yeah. Anyway, so that's what she does. Have a look at that, and it's astonishing what she gets. You know, I mean, I get stuff here. I only buy protein and meat products in Lidl if it's reduced now, 30%, and they do some of it 50%. But I don't buy that much anyway. In meats and that. I don't buy chicken there. I only buy the yellow chicken. It's the French stuff, corn fed. It's expensive, but when it's reduced, it comes down to like what a normal chicken would start at, you know. And I do buy that, but I don't buy chicken in Lidl. Full stop. The normal chicken. I don't know about what it's like in the UK now, but here it's horrible. I don't know what they do to it. It's horrible. It just looks like it's been pumped up with water and whatever. It's disgusting, you know. What is outstanding here is the fish, the freshwater fish. It's outstanding in Lidl because it's local. It's not processed in any way by the look of it. And they look healthy. The fish, you know, when a fish looks healthy. And I buy the trout, and it's not that expensive. In fact, it's cheaper here than it is anywhere else that I've seen, because there's a lot of mountain, and you know where it's from as well. It's from these mountain farms, you know, and which have to be moving water, and it's fresh water from the river. So you know, more or less, you know, there's only so much they can do to these fish. I don't think that injecting fish or anything like that at the moment. They might be in the other type of farms, you know, but here you generally know, and they sell a lot, these great big carp here. I don't like the idea of eating carp. I don't eat that. But they're huge, they're massive, and you know where they come from? They come from the lakes, the reservoirs. You know, they stock them with these fish, and well, I suppose that keeps the water clean as well. They eat all the shit, algae and stuff, and I think some fish like catfish, which are very good here actually, because they're not in mud. They're in a lot of the bottoms of these places are rocks and stuff, you know, and it's pretty clean meat here. It doesn't taste like river mud like it does freshwater fish tends to in the UK, you know. Anyway, so that's what I'd do. I'd go full on, but like, you know, get everything down, every single bill that's going out. Start there, whether you're going to move out of the UK or not, and you've got to start somewhere, and you might as well go extreme and make it a challenge. Make it for me, it's a hobby. It's a way of life for me, being frugal. And I very, very rarely buy anything at starting prices, like clothing or bedding, anything. And you've just got to be like ready. And when you do see something, buy it. You know, if you've been waiting for the opportunity, just go ahead and buy it. And I also you can do a lot of shopping about online as well. See what's on offer and that. And that's how I bought my phone this year. And you don't need the top phones either. That's you know, that's another thing that you don't need if you're in financial difficulties and you're in the shit, you know, and you've got to get out of it. Forget about the phones and the new cars. The new car is the worst thing anyone could ever even dream of buying on finance. You're financing a liability, and that's just economic suicide. economic disaster. If you're loaded and you can buy a car and you want a new car, just buy one. Nothing against people being able to afford stuff, people who are well off, you know. I mean, if I had tons and tons of money, probably I'm a bad example. I wouldn't even buy a new car then. But like people who are absolutely loaded and they've got more money than maybe sense or whatever. But some of them have got there through making it themselves, and you know, fair enough. If you want to spend it on luxuries and everything, go ahead. But don't do it on finance. That's ridiculous, you know. The worst thing, if you work out the figures on a car, it's the worst proposition ever. And you can sort that out. Just don't do it anymore. Don't do it anymore. I would say the going rate in the UK for the, you know, if you want to run around or whatever, or you don't go that far to work and you know, you don't get a company car. I mean, I wouldn't be spending any more than, like, you know, $4,000 on a car, and even that would be, for me, that would be about the limit, you know. And you know, if you wanted something a little bit newer, and you're used to new cars, you know, don't spend 35, 40 grand. It's ridiculous. You know, get a car for like 8, 9, 10 grand if you're that way inclined. If you really want a newer car, but like you don't need even that. You know, a 4 or 5 grand car will get you anywhere you want to go, anywhere. I've driven up and down to the UK about maybe 30 times from here. I don't think one of the cars was newer than 15 years old. So, you know, and you get there, you know, cars don't just get to a certain age and then they just, that's it, they're finished. They go on if you look after them. And I don't even look after them. I don't look after them. What I do is I just drive cars for 5 years, basically, or less. 5 years is quite a long time for me to have a car. And if something starts going wrong with it, I'll just get rid of it. Very rare that I'll have a huge bill on a car, because I don't pay that much for them, you know. And so I'm looking at this one now, 5 years, and I've had it 3 now. And I paid, you know, I think a fair price is like maybe €1,000 per year. If that, €1,000 per year. And plus, if you get a half decent car, you can get some money back on it at the end to put towards the next one, you know. But so I paid, say, 3,000 for this, and I'm going to keep it 5 years. I've already decided, more or less. That's what I'm going to do. So I've got 2 years left. So that'll be less than €1,000 per year. And I'll probably get maybe 1.5, 2. Maybe 1 point something. 1,200 or something like that. Euros. So that'll be even less than €1,000 per year. Way less. That'll be about, I don't know, 500, 600, 700 euros per year for motoring. You know, it's a decent car as well. It's got, you know, there's nothing wrong with it inside. There's nothing's torn to bits or anything like that. You know, the interior is quite good. It did have a lot of damage on the outside. Well, it still has, but that doesn't bother me. Really, only with the resale from hailstorms. It's got a lot of little dents in it, but from a hailstorm. So I don't know whether to get that sorted out actually, or just either do that or keep it for a little bit longer. You know, because that'll affect the resale. So I might keep it a bit longer. just run it into the ground, which will be hard to do because it's it's a Subaru, it's a good engine, and they're quite good. I think they do have cylinder head gasket problems. It's a manufacturing problem, but we'll see, and I might get that replaced if it does go. Because once you get them replaced, you don't get them with the original. Apparently, you get one, an aftermarket version, and they don't have the same problems of it's corrosion problem for the cylinder head gaskets. You'd think they'd sort things like that out by now, but cars, have these problems, and I think that's one of them on the Subaru. But that's one of the only ones. The engines are usually pretty hard, The boxer engines, cylinders go out. That's why they call them boxers, because the cylinders are doing that. The pistons. Anyway, that's a little ramble. So if you want to make your plan, and don't go under. Don't keep going down and just keep financing things and getting payday loans and all this. You don't want to be going down that route and refinancing finance and stuff like that. And if you are really in the shit and you have got a house that you can sell it and downsize. Don't because you might end up losing it if you go too far into the mire. And some people don't realise they're not very good at maths, and they kind of ignore the money. They kind of go la la la, don't want to know until it's too late, But you've got to get a grip. You've got to get hold of it. And with the cost of living now, this isn't going to stop. This is not going to stop in the UK. It's one of the reasons why I came here. That made the final push, because I could see the way it was going, And houses weren't that good anymore. And now renting, I mean, if you really look at what Labour have done with the rentals and got a gang of motorbikes there. They'd like the off-road motorbike in here, and they come up over the weekends, up into the mountains. They love it. Saturday and Sunday, and you'll hear them later on when they come back down. Well, I will. So yeah, I would go hard. I'd go hit it hard on the frugality, and you'd be surprised. You will be surprised that you don't miss things, especially television and stuff like that. Television is garbage. It's absolute garbage, And I can watch get any information you need off the internet, through various sources and resources. And I think YouTube is absolutely fantastic. I really do. You can find out about anything, health issues, how to grow food, how to cook food, how to eat food, everything. Everything. How to mend this on your car, and where to go on holiday, where to explore. It's like everything you'd ever need. And there is some trash on there. You just gotta, you don't watch that, And don't watch, things where they're obviously trying to sell you something, And you should be able to work that out, Anyway. And how to be frugal. There's loads of stuff on how to be frugal. Frugal tips, like things that I do. Like, before you get in the shower, put the soap on, put the shower gel on before you get in. Okay, cheers.